I have had this watch with me for a few weeks now, and I have been extremely impressed, but there was one thing I said during my initial review that has been haunting me. Strapping this watch on, my first thoughts was I want to take off to Hawaii so I could snorkel around with some fish and turtles and do this watch justice, but I had to make do with the snowy mountains of Alaska. This watch has served me well in Alaska, but I knew that the reef's true home was exactly where you expect it to be, a reef. So I did what any reasonable person would do when loaned this watch. That's grab a few tickets to Hawaii, pack up my family, and throw on some snorkeling gear. By the way, guys, these tickets were pretty expensive, so please hit up the subscription button because it helps the channel a lot. The Reef GMT can be arranged into a wide variety of combinations due to its ability to quickly switch out the integrated straps and bracelets, and even the bezel. Since it was going to be hot in Hawaii, I decided to switch out the bracelet for the rubber strap. Initially, my favorite look for this watch was on the bracelet, but after spending a full week with this watch on the rubber strap configured with the stainless steel GMT bezel, this definitely became my favorite look. I even became aware of an important feature that I didn't mention during my full review. On an already innovative watch, Formex showcases yet another feature not found on any other watches. You are able to tighten the watch strap by simply pressing both sides of the strap together. This can be done while the watch is still on wrist, and it is something I actually performed while snorkeling underwater to make sure I didn't lose this watch in the ocean. Again, this is without having the need to press down any buttons. To widen the strap, you do need to press the button on the left of the clasp, but it's super simple to do, and again, this can be performed on wrist. This is also something that can be done with their bracelet. These innovations allow you to maintain the perfect fit on the fly, which was important for me on vacation. As a total package, the level of innovation, ease of wearability, ability to customize this watch, the comfort, the detailing, the looks of this watch, its GMT functionality, its level of water resistance, everything about this watch, guys, just has me so impressed. This watch punches far above its price point of just around $2,000. I think the only thing holding this watch back from costing $6,000 plus is Formex's lack of heritage, since they are a relatively new company and the movement not being in-house. Other than that, guys, this watch offers a lot of bang for your buck and competes with the likes of brands far, far above the price point, such as Rolex and Omega, in terms of detailing and just specs what this watch offers. If you haven't seen my two previous videos on the Reef GMT, I suggest checking out those videos so you can have a full understanding of this watch. This video is more or less just my final thoughts. I stayed far away from the full water capacities and capabilities of this watch. At most, I swam maybe 2 meters under the water to look at one of Hawaii's state fish, the huka huka apaniao, or the sea turtles, but this watch remained highly visible underwater, something that my basic iPhone 10 camera in a cheap underwater cage didn't really bring justice to. Being able to peek at this watch while under the water to make sure I didn't miss lunch later that day was an awesome experience. Most of my time in the water with this watch I wasn't able to catch on camera, but these are memories I just won't forget. People buy watches for a lot of reasons, but the number one reason should be that you want to wear them and they make you feel good. Wearing this watch, it was undoubtedly one of the most comfortable watches I have worn, period. And there was never a moment I looked down at this watch and it didn't make me feel happy. Being on vacation with the GMT functionality, I was able to keep track of both my local time zone and my time back home. This was something that was useful when making phone calls or sending emails. Due to this watch's tough capabilities, I didn't have to take this watch off no matter what the day had ahead of me. But with its sharp level of detailing, it didn't look too toolish to be out of place at a fancy dinner. In fact, if someone just wanted a one watch collection, I think that a Formex Reef or a Reef GMT definitely makes a good contender, especially due to its high degree of customizability, which is pretty much unmatched. This watch is COSC certified, so it has a timing accuracy of -6 to +seconds a day from the beginning to the end of my trip. This watch remained dead accurate. Overall, I am very impressed with this watch. I do like to talk about pros and cons of a watch, but for cons, guys, I just honestly don't see too many for this watch. At 42 millimeters, it's pretty on par with a lot of the other dive watch offerings or GMT watch offerings out there, but with its extreme thinness, it's just so super comfortable on wrist, and it also has its own distinctive styling and looks. This watch looks like a Formex. It doesn't look like anything else, and I just can't say that about other brands out there. A lot of, especially these smaller brands, micro brands as you will call them, are inspired, to say the least, by other watches. Every other GMT watch pretty much looks like a Rolex GMT Master, and a lot of these dive watches take inspiration from, of course, the Rolex Submariner with a Blanc Pan 50 fathoms, and this watch has none of that. It is totally uniquely its own. So only positive things for me on the Formex Reef GMT. I think if you guys have the chance, definitely get this watch in hand. That's how this watch should be appreciated. The pictures and videos online don't really do the watch justice. This is one to check out, definitely on hand and in wrist. I am very excited to see what else Formex is going to do in the future. Make sure to let me know, guys, in the comments down below what you think about this watch and this brand as a whole. I have only had hands-on with this specific watch, so if you guys own any other Formex models, let me know in the comments. I want to hear about them. Thank you for watching this one, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.